What is going on, guys? It's your boy Aries the Greek, and in this video I have another weapon comparison for you. I'm going to be comparing the MTAR and the Vector. Now this is going to be the final round of my SMG weapon comparison, so after this video I will finally breaking it down to which SMG I find to be the best in the game and really just which SMG I enjoyed using the most. Now I am going to be starting out using the MTAR. You know, the MTAR has always been one of my most used SMGs, and actually before I even started this series, the MTAR was actually the only SMG I'd ever used. So I do think throughout it I've kind of favored it a little bit and maybe helped it get to this point. But I do think I finally have a pretty good matchup for it in the Vector. You know, both weapons are awesome. I enjoy using them both, and they're actually almost the same weapon. Like, statistically wise, there's only like slight things that separate them. So I will kind of go over those in this video, kind of tell you guys what's the difference between them. I am going to do the same thing as normal in my pros and cons, but I am going to warn you guys up front that I do pretty much have the same pros and cons for these weapons, considering statistically wise they're almost the same. But let me go ahead and jump right into it on the MTAR. The first thing I have to say on this weapon is it does have the highest ammo capacity in the SMG class. And I often find myself getting out of tricky situations because of that. You know, for instance, if 3 guys run up on you, you pretty much always have the ammo just to pretty much shoot them all up and get those kills. So you gotta love that. But let me jump right to the first pro. The first pro I have for it is its damage. It has extremely high damage. Now the Vector I do find to be a little bit better on damage, but this gun does get the job done short range, no problem. Secondly is its range. You gotta love the range on this weapon. Not only does it get the job done short range, but I also find it to be awesome for medium range, so you gotta love that. I do struggle a little bit when it does come to long range on this weapon. I have seen people do it before. I'm just not able to do it. If you are going to do it, I definitely recommend burst firing. Thirdly is its accuracy, a very accurate weapon, really good for hip firing. I love that about this weapon. It does have its share of cons, though. Its first con is its mobility. For some reason, this weapon I find to be the slowest weapon in the SMG class. And secondly is its fire rate. It just does not get the job done for fire rate. Very slow. But let me get right into the Vector. The Vector I love. It's a great weapon. And it's kind of my unexpected weapon. You know, when I first started this series, I would have never in a million years to have guessed the Vector to make it to this point. But the first time I kind of did set it up and used it, I just fell in love with it. And it's actually a just pretty standard class out of my 6 classes now. It's just always there. And I love it. I really haven't had a bad game on it. So you can't really complain when you play good on a weapon. But let me go ahead and jump into the pros and cons. And like I said, the pros and cons are pretty damn similar for this weapon. I don't really have too big of a difference between them. The first thing is its damage. You know, the Vector has the highest damage in its class, and that's one of the slight differences between the MTAR and the Vector. The Vector is just a little bit better on damage. So once again, short battles, you're pretty much untouchable. I love it. You know, I always think, you know, maybe if there's a battle between the MTAR and the Vector short range, I honestly don't know who would win. I would think the Vector would beat it out just slightly because it is a little bit more powerful. Secondly is its range. Once again, it has extremely high range. And I actually do find it to be a little bit better for medium battle situations rather than the MTAR. For some reason, I am just a little bit better. For long range, though, this weapon blows. Just cannot do it long range. Never seen anyone do it. Not even sure if it's possible. But thirdly is its accuracy. They're both about the same on accuracy. Both are really good hip firing. I might almost give the MTAR a slight lead in accuracy for hip fires. Let me get into the cons now, and its mobility is the first thing I want to talk to you guys about. Just same as the MTAR. Mobility wise, you are just stuck. You cannot run. Secondly is its fire rate. It's kind of blows just like the MTAR, but I do find it to be a little bit better on the fire rate than the MTAR. So I do love that. But anyway, guys, that does bring me to the end of this weapon comparison. I guess it's time for me to choose which weapon wins it all. And honestly, even at the end of this, I don't know. I love both weapons just so much. But since I do have to choose a winner, I am going to choose the Vector. The Vector wins it all in a surprise. Something about this weapon I love. I think because it's just a little bit more powerful than the MTAR. It beats it out. Now, that might not be the popular choice amongst you guys. Now, I know the MTAR is one of the most popular guns in this game. But I'm telling you, if you guys are an MTAR fan and you really haven't used the Vector, go ahead and give this a try because it really has got the job done for me. Like I said, ever since I set up a class on the Vector, I fell in love with it, and I've really failed to have a bad game with it. So that's one of the reasons it's won. It really does come as a surprise for me also. Like I said, in a million years, I would have never guessed this weapon to have been my favorite in the SMG class. And it still does crack me up even now that the two weapons that actually made it to the final round were the lowest with fire rates. When throughout the whole series, I've pretty much said I only like SMGs with high fire rate, but I guess that's not the case. I guess I prefer power over fire rate. It's got to be the case. And I think a reason for that is I actually think these are the two most similar guns to a assault rifle, and I'm an assault rifle fan. So I think that's kind of why these two won out. Third place, I'm going to give to the K7, though. K7 was definitely one that I considered taking all the way. But anyway, guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed this series. I'm going to go ahead and get another one started, maybe LMG, sniper, something like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. This has been your boy, Aries the Greek. Hey, guys, peace out.